Gentlemen, please remove your caps. Please remain standing and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the playing of the national anthem by the Deer Creek High School Band. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. It is such an honor to stand before you today as the principal of Deer Creek High School and to celebrate this amazing milestone with you. I'm Ashley Mackey, and I have had the privilege of knowing many of you graduates since I was your assistant principal in 7th grade. I remember navigating those hallways of Deer Creek Middle School together just like it was yesterday, and now you're here and you're ready to make that next step in your journey. I'm beyond proud of each of you and the remarkable young adults that you've become. And as I've reflected, I can't help but be amazed at the resilience, strength, and pride that you've shown. Traits that are going to serve you really well in that next step of life. We are here today to celebrate not just the accomplishments, but also the people that have helped shape your life along the way. I want to take a moment to say thank you to the amazing staff of Deer Creek High School. They've supported you, challenged you, and celebrated your successes. Today's that big payoff, and we're so excited to see you walk across the stage. I also want to give a big thank you to the families, friends, and the loved ones who have supported you throughout your journey. They have been your biggest cheerleaders, late-night advisors, and the steadfast support systems that has made all of this possible. Today, this is a moment of pride for you, class of 2025. You've excelled in many areas, whether in the classroom, in clubs, playing on the field, or even in the arts. You've brought home state championships, national honors, and all of you have left a mark on every corner of Deer Creek High School. Beyond the awards and the accolades, what stands out the most is your school pride. You've worn the Deer Creek colors with honor, you support one another, cheer for one another, and really have come together as a true community. That kind of pride and unity is what sets you apart. Class of 2025, as you prepare for this next step, whether you're continuing your education, entering the workforce, or joining the military, I challenge you to take all of these values with you. Continue to be thoughtful, kind, and driven individuals that you have been here at DCHS. Keep challenging yourself, never stop learning, always strive to make the world a better place. On behalf of our entire Deer Creek family, congratulations, class of 2025. Wherever your journey takes you, remember that you always have a place here at Deer Creek High School. Thank you, and go Antlers. I have a few reminders and recognitions. First up, this is a formal occasion. We ask your cooperation in not moving around during the ceremony. I also ask that you ensure all cell phones are turned off or silenced. While this is a time of celebration, we do ask that you are respectful of the families around you. And at the end of the ceremony, a formal recession will take place. So we request that families meet their students outside of the front entrance. I'd like to recognize our guests and those people that have made this graduation ceremony possible. Guests, please stand to be recognized when your name is called. Superintendent of Deer Creek Schools, Dr. Jason Perez. Deer Creek School Board members, Dr. Mike Keene. Mr. Stanley Green. Mrs. Kelly Lay. Mr. James Gibbs. And Mr. Chris Adamson. Deer Creek Cabinet members joining us today, we have Assistant Superintendent Lennis DeRue, Assistant Superintendent Christy Van Dorn, Chief Financial Officer Dr. Cordell Eric, Chief Information Officer Dr. Scott Hazelwood, Executive Director of Special Services, Dr. Tracy Blankenship. Executive Director of Curriculum and Instruction, Mark Phillips. I also want to recognize the Deer Creek High School administration team, Assistant Principals, Ms. Kendall Dowling, Dr. Janelle G. Mario, Buck King, Bethany Lorenz, and Brock Van Cleve. At this time, would all of Deer Creek Public School teachers please stand so we can recognize you? Deer Creek High School Band Director, Darby Cassidy. Deer Creek High School Choir Director, Tiffany McGrew. Deer Creek High School 9th and 10th grade counselors, Courtney Adamson and Jenny Fields. 11th and 12th grade counselors, Marcia Fouts and Kristen Tosh. College and career counselor, Erica Van Cleve. DC Academy principal, Stephen Buck. DC Academy counselor, Andrea Carpenter. Senior class sponsors and graduation coordinators, Ms. Gina Beeson and Wendy Fraley. Our senior class officers, President Camden Bailey, Vice President Maddie Cartier, Secretary Sadie Wedge, Treasurer Jack Dean, and Senator Morgan Manning. At this time, I'd like to welcome to the stage Deer Creek School Superintendent, Dr. Jason Perez.
Well, good afternoon and congratulations, class of 2025. When I became superintendent, one of my concerns was that I would get so bogged down with meetings and emails that I would lose touch with students and not have those personal connections that I did as an elementary teacher and principal. But you didn't allow that to happen, and I am so grateful for that gift. Over the past few years, I've watched you excel at the things you love, advocate for the issues you care about, and represent the district with honor. So I'm supposed to stand up here and offer you some amazing words of wisdom that will totally change the trajectory of your life. But even if I was smart enough to pull something like that off, which I am not, you don't really need it. If I've learned anything from my interactions with so many of you, it's that you are ready for the next step, and you don't need some guy in a fancy robe to make that happen for you. So instead, I want to shift the focus away from me and talk about two very different people who both carry a trait that is crucial to being successful. Both of these men took very different pathways in life and yet arrived at the same spot. So the first is Bill Watterson, and Bill Watterson drew his first cartoon at the age of 8 and spent much of his childhood alone, drawing and cartooning. Not many people recognize their calling in life at such an early age, and really, Bill was no exception. He attended Kenyon College and majored in political science, which sounds super exciting, but he always kept drawing. He eventually joined a small advertising agency and did some freelance artwork for bands, calendars, and magazine covers. But Bill reached the pinnacle of his career on November 18th, 1985, when the comic strip Calvin and Hobbes was first published. Featured daily in newspapers across the U.S., the comic strip focused on a 6-year-old Calvin, a rambunctious child with a creative mind, and his stuffed tiger named Hobbes, who would come to life in Calvin's imagination. Unlike other comics that were printed during the 80s and 90s, Calvin and Hobbes was more than just a dad joke drawn out in 4 comic panels. It was witty, sarcastic, and heartfelt. Bill Watterson had pride in his product, and it showed in his work. And as a result, Calvin and Hobbes quickly rose to great success and popularity. And this is where the story takes an unusual turn for Bill Watterson. As Calvin and Hobbes became more popular, there was a huge demand for merchandise: t-shirts, coffee mugs, TV shows. Other popular comics and cartoons had these items on store shelves, and Calvin and Hobbes was primed to dominate toy sales. However, Bill Watterson battled against the pressure and refused to merchandise his creations. His belief was that it would devalue the characters and their personalities. His publishers couldn't believe that he would pass up the opportunity to make millions of dollars, and constantly pressured him to change his mind, but he never did. Bill Watterson had a core belief that was worth more than any amount of money. And over the years, many unofficial knockoff items have been made depicting the 2 characters, but to this date, Bill Watterson has held firm to his principles and has chosen to maintain the integrity of his art over the temptation to just make a lot of money. The second person I want to talk about was Alfred Matthew Yankovic, and he was born October 23rd, 1959. His dad was a war hero and his mom was a stenographer. There was no dramatic component to his childhood that would make for an exciting movie documentary. He began kindergarten a year earlier than most children and skipped 2nd grade, which this would lead to his classmates labeling him as a nerd pretty early on in life. Alfred would often hide in his room and listen to the Dr. Demento radio show against his mom's wishes. Dr. Demento would do comedy skits and parody songs based on popular music. Alfred would start creating his own songs using his accordion and record them on a cassette player. In 1976, Dr. Demento spoke at Alfred's school, and he had the opportunity to give the radio star a tape of one of his songs. And this would be the beginning of an important friendship for Alfred. He would eventually become a disc jockey at a college radio station and started calling himself Weird Al. He would start releasing his own parody songs, including another one, Rides the Bus, and I Love Rocky Road. But his first real taste of success came in 1984 when he released the song Eat It, which was a parody of Michael Jackson's famous song, Beat It. And I'm going to tell you, as a 9-year-old fan of Michael Jackson at the time, when I first heard Eat It, I was pretty upset that someone was making fun of one of my most favorite songs. But as a kid, I didn't get the joke. For Weird Al, it was never about mocking the artist or hurting anyone's feelings. In fact, Weird Al rarely released a parody song that wasn't approved by the original artist in advance. Madonna, Green Day, Nirvana, Lady Gaga, they all had songs parodied by Weird Al Yankovic. It became such an honor to have a song rewritten by Weird Al that he became wildly successful, and his music continued to be very profitable for decades. But this level of success can be a heavy burden for many artists, leading to several poor life choices. But like Bill Watterson, Weird Al had a set of principles that he refused to compromise. Weird Al never fell into the trappings of alcohol or drugs. He never used profanity in his songwriting. Weird Al was a practicing Christian, but he didn't use his faith to belittle others. For him, he wanted his core values to be reflected in his personal and professional life. In fact, his personal life was so non-controversial that when a documentary was created about his life, it had to be written as a parody, which included a torrid love affair with Madonna, constant alcohol abuse, and his father beating an accordion salesman to death, all of which never happened. Weird Al believed in bringing joy through comedy and doing it in a way that everyone could enjoy. Although his most popular parody songs were based on the hits of Michael Jackson, Weird Al made the conscious decision not to feature these songs during his concerts because he didn't want to make fans who experienced abuse feel uncomfortable. If an artist had an issue with his music, he would make a point of personally visiting them because he didn't want to cause a rift that would alienate fans. Weird Al just wanted to make people laugh, plain and simple. There was a great deal of discipline involved in not succumbing to having a large ego or indulging to the decadence that comes with huge success. He faced this head on and used his core belief to guide him along his path to stardom. Bill Watterson and Weird Al Yankovic are two very, very different people. I would assume that if they were in the same room, they probably wouldn't have much in common to talk about. Their lives are very different, but they both have something that I wish for all of you, an unbreakable code of ethics shaped around the desire to do what is right rather than what is easy. We can talk about being a good person, we can post inspirational quotes on social media, and we can envision ourselves always being on the side of good. But when things are tough, when temptation is looking you in the face, what is your core value? What is it that sets you apart? What is it? What is that principle that you refuse to yield? And you don't have to answer that today, and even if you do, there's a chance that it'll change as you get older. But my wish is that whatever your core belief is, that it's based in the desire to make the world a better place. Even if you're only making it better for one person, you're going in the right direction. So what is your core belief? Find it, hold on to it, refuse to give it away for something as frivolous as money, power, or popularity. There's far more valuable things in being able to look yourself in the mirror and having pride in who is looking back at you. On December 31st, 1995, Bill Watterson published the final comic strip of Calvin and Hobbes. As with many of his strips, it featured Calvin and his tiger Hobbes walking through a field of snow with a sled in hand. They were acknowledging all the snow that had fallen the night before, how the world looked brand new, like having a big white sheet of paper to draw on. In the final frame, Calvin looked at his best friend and said, "It's a magical world, Hobbes, old buddy. Let's go exploring." Class of 2025, you are set to truly begin your journey. It's a journey full of possibilities. Make the most of everything it has to offer, but stay true to who you are inside. It's a magical world, my friends. Let's go exploring. At this time, I would like to welcome Camden Bailey, the senior class president.
Hello, fellow graduates, teachers, administrators, friends, and families. As graduates, we are all grateful that you are here. My name is Camden Bailey, senior class president, and I have now attended Deer Creek schools from pre-K to now a senior who is graduating today. Something about our school that is truly so special is how we never split up. After our separate elementary schools, we all came together in intermediate school and have been with each other ever since. Our class size continued to grow, and we became the first class to experience a D-Hall in the portables. As the trajectory of our lives continued, we moved to middle school for a typical 7th grade year that changed into the most unique ending and then on to the strangest 8th grade year that any of us could have imagined. The pandemic interrupted a fundamental social learning year, creating isolation and the introduction to Chromebooks and Canvas. As we entered into high school with utter appreciation of things getting back to normal again, school academically began to be much more rigorous. Our various sports, artistic endeavors, and abilities began to be extremely demanding while trying to balance AP classes, ACT tests, friendships, and simply a social life. For our senior year, our basketball team brought home the state championship. Cross country sprinted to their own state title. Our pom team danced their way to state and national championship. And our band, they marched to nationals hitting every note with pride. And history was made this year in beginning Deer Creek's first orchestra program. These victories, alongside our academic and personal wins, show what we are capable of and what we can accomplish when we work together. Now stop and look around at the people in front, behind, and beside you. This will be one of the last times you see most of these people. You will all continue on to college or another form of work or schooling, and all of our high school will become a memory of the past. As this chapter in our lives comes to a close, we now turn the page to the next part of our story. Thank you.
Seniors, if you're performing with the band, if you would please go ahead and take your seats.
Thank you, Dr. Cassidy and the DCHS band. Good morning, students, families, and staff. My name is Landon Mays, and I have gone to Deer Creek since pre-K. I would like to start by thanking everyone who has supported me throughout my academic career. Thank you to the teachers who helped me, challenged me. Thank you to Mom for supporting me every step of the way. And thank you to my stepdad who took me in when I was young and raised me to be the man I am today. Most importantly, I thank God for allowing me to have the opportunity to be in the position to speak here today. Last year, if you had Miss Snavely for English, you probably read the short story called 11. Most of y'all, including myself, probably forgot about this story. You did the assignment or quiz that went along with it and just didn't give it another thought. And neither did I, until I was thinking about what to talk about in this speech. I had no idea what I was going to say to a couple thousand people, a message that would speak to students listening and maybe even get the audience's attention. Now, this short story is about a girl who had just turned 11 years old. And even though that seems like a young and immature age, we aren't exactly that much older. And we could maybe even learn a thing or two from this little girl. She says at the beginning of the story, what people don't understand about birthdays is that when you're 11, you're also 10 and 9 and 8 and 7 and so on. What she is talking about is similar to when you meet someone new just after your birthday, and they ask how old you are. Many of us forget that we just got older and tell them the age that we're so used to saying. But realistically, nothing changed besides the number that we tell people, because we aged over the entire year, learning new things, making new friends, and growing as people. She continues on, saying, some days you might say something stupid, and that's the part of you that's still 10. Or maybe, some days you might need to sit on your mama's lap because you're scared, and that part of you is 5. Because the way you grow old is kind of like an onion, or like the rings inside of a tree trunk, each year inside the next one. And she's right. We all have our moments where we feel dumb or immature, and if you don't look back on yourself from middle school and think, oh my God, what was I doing? Then you really haven't grown much as a person. With that said, when every one of us goes to college or trade school or even straight into the workforce or military, I hope that we learn from our mistakes as we get older. We become smarter and wiser from all the mistakes we have made. However, the last thing I ask of everyone is to sometimes laugh like you're 9 years old again. Just because life is getting real and we have to grow up a little bit doesn't mean that we have to leave our younger selves behind. I wish everybody luck with what waits for them after high school. And class of 2025, congratulations. Please welcome my fellow valedictorian, Kate Shackley.
Hello, family, friends, and faculty, and happy graduation day. We made it. If you do not know me, my name is Kate Shackley, and I am one of your valedictorians for the class of 2025. It has always been one of my biggest dreams to stand on the stage and address my classmates on the day of graduation. As a lover of film, it felt like a perfect ending, just like the ones I had seen in countless high school movies. However, as I sat down to write, I was stumped. What do I have to say to my 540 classmates? I searched for similarities, hoping to find something we all shared. I look out at all of you, and I realize that I don't know a lot of you. I mean, is it possible to know 540 people? I have attended Deer Creek schools since I was 4 years old, but it still feels as if there just wasn't enough time to know every single one of you. However, I realized we do all share something, and it's the simple reason we are here right now. We all attend Deer Creek High School. So, before we enter one of the scariest and most important transitional periods in our lives, adulthood, I want to ask you for one favor. Turn to the person next to you, shake their hand, pat them on the back, or give them a high five. And I'm being serious. Tell them your name, and most importantly, remember theirs. You might know them, or you might not. And after next week, you may or may not see them again. After all, we have something in common that future new friends won't. We have called Deer Creek home. We will leave and make new friends, but the truth is, there's nothing like old ones. Even though the 540 of us are all wildly different individuals, we have a shared history attending this high school together. My wish for you as we leave here today is this. I hope you all find something that lights your soul on fire. I hope you look back on these past 4 years and these people with fondness. Not every moment was perfect, but so many were. I hope we get to smile at each other in the grocery store, we'll shake hands, and we'll ask each other how we've been. Because as we all become adults, there will be trials and tribulations, and you never know what a simple smile from an old friend could do for someone. Remember the people you met today, and remember the people you got to walk through the hallways with. No matter how old we are, kindness from one another will always be valued. Be the reason that someone looks back on these years and smiles. I am so excited to see where the rivers and roads that we call life take every single one of us. I hope to smile at some of you in the grocery store, remembering the memories we shared together. As Phoebe Bridgers famously says in her song Scott Street, anyway, don't be a stranger. Happy graduation day, Antlers, and please welcome our last valedictorian speaking, Soraya Britton.
Good afternoon, everyone, and congratulations to the Deer Creek High School class of 2025. It's an honor to stand before you as the valedictorian of our graduating class. My name is Soraya Britton, and I would first like to thank the parents, teachers, directors, administrators, and friends who have supported and guided me on this journey. I genuinely would not have made it this far without you. Thank you to my parents for always supporting my many endeavors and hobbies. Thank you to my friends for always being there when I need you the most. And thank you to my band director for showing me the wonderful world of music. Now, do you have any idea how hard it is to write a graduation speech that doesn't include all the "we are the future," "we can do anything," "we made it," and other cliche things that we've been hearing for the last 12 to 13 years? Our experiences have just been so much more than that. We've all had our ups and downs, but it's these moments that have shaped us. From cramming reading guides from Mr. Brotherton to learning how to navigate a roundabout, we've learned so many skills that will stick with us in the long run. Here's the thing, though. No matter what has happened in the past 4 years, the past 12 years, we are all gathered here today in celebration of our accomplishments. So what's next? It would be a miracle if we all had that figured out, but the world outside of high school is vast. Life is a confusing map that we're reading upside down, but that's okay. Don't let anyone tell you your worth, the path that you should follow. Do what makes sense to you. Open yourself up to detours on the way and venture out. There's so much more beyond the 4 or however many walls that we've been protected behind. At the end of the day, high school is not real life. It's great if it meant a lot to you, and even if it didn't, you all deserve to be proud. For those of you who didn't ace things, don't be discouraged. Know that what you gained is still valuable. Wherever you end up going, keep moving forward. Life is too unpredictable to get stuck in the past. The bottom line is, don't think this is the end, because this environment is only as real as you want it to be. High school is so much different than what the world has to offer. Now you're free to set your own life course and curriculum. To quote J.R.R. Tolkien in The Fellowship of the Ring, "Still round the corner there may wait a new road or a secret gate. And though we pass them by today, tomorrow we may come this way and take the hidden paths that run toward the moon or to the sun." Once again, thank you and congratulations to the class of 2025. Please welcome the Deer Creek High School Choir under the direction of Tiffany McGrew. They will be performing "I Am Still Your Dreamer" by Pink Zebra.
I thank you for the moments when I learned how to stand on my own.
And I'm grateful for the memories of the life and the love I have known.
And I want you to know, not everything is changing. There's a place deep in my heart that will stay.
So when I see
I will choose to fly. I am still your dreamer.
Dr. Perez and members of the Deer Creek School Board, I have examined the records of these students and found that they have met the requirements of graduation set forth by the state of Oklahoma and Deer Creek Public Schools. At this time, junior marshals, please prepare the class to come to the stage for the awarding of diplomas. Class of 2025, please come forward to accept your diplomas.
Donovan Michael Adcox.
Isabella Grace Letting.
Tyler Aphonian.
Jamei Chan Liao.
Michaela Sakura Ames.
Shirley Lynn.
Camden Joy Bailey.
Emery Elaine Lindley.
Rebecca Bynes.
Joshua Wing Liu.
Joseph David Birch.
Edward Ma.
Louise Blake.
Lainey Lynn Madison.
Declan Brewer.
Ella Claire Marple.
William Robert Brinkman.
Ashton Corey Mayo.
Soraya Lynn Britton.
Landon Mays.
William Campos.
Macy Nicole McFarland.
Nidyant Reddy Chanduputla.
William Joseph McFarland.
Ian Chang.
Ethan Michael Medlin.
Melina Cherigi.
Brooks Lindley Melton.
Manu Contreras.
Sebastian Cole Moini.
Jackson Dean.
Avery Jordan Morgan.
Presley DeMario.
Hassan Najmi.
Arnav Dutta.
Jorge Cifuentes.
Emma Grace Evans.
Daughtry Pruthici.
McKinley May Phelan.
Trenton Carter Robbins.
Caitlin Janelle Farnsley.
Colton John Roberts.
Lauren Ray Forehand.
Jacob Dylan Rubin.
Ava Rose Gibbs.
Catherine Elaine Russ.
Lillian Grace Gregg.
Kate Shackley.
Alex Gregory.
Jackson Wayne Shipley.
Max Monroe Gortney.
Saher Sadiq.
Leif Eric Hansen.
Taylor Ray Smart.
Graham Matthew Harris.
Cameron Suzanne Smith.
Lennon Lee Cade Harrison.
Mason David Smith.
Brady Scott Hendricks.
Zane Darrell Smith.
Connor Hutchtiman.
Kaylee Joe Steele.
Tessa Grace Joseph.
Ethan Edward Stewart.
Garrison Miles Knapp.
Skanda Kambila Swami.
Giovanni Alexis Acero.
Ariel Timoy.
Lydia Marie Adams.
Sustika Thapa.
Grady Joseph Adamson.
Richard Chan Toe.
Brady Benjamin Aiken.
Lorelei Elizabeth Weaver.
Owen Duffy Aiken.
Sadie Quinn Wedge.
Jake Royce Allen.
Abigail Louise Whiteley.
Will Allen.
Luke Jeffers Wilson.
Samaya Almani.
Malia Addison Wood.
Leanne Al-Rashdan.
Santiago Lafon Guzman.
Samuel Nicholas Amanis.
Nathan Noet Lamb.
Tyra Ann Ambe.
Charles Curtis Langley.
Ryan Amorosi.
DeAnthony Lapsley.
Sonia Unwar.
Cooper Reese Lasky.
Daniel Arias.
Preston Scott Lemons.
Madison May Arnold.
Demi Reese Lewis.
Tristan Ray Arnold.
Abel Jeremiah Lavis.
Connor Bradley Atkinson. Emily Grace Ahmed.
Grace Lynn.
Addison Paige Baca.
Jason Lynn.
Christopher Ty Baker.
Colton Jeffrey Links.
Jocelyn Sine Bailey.
Callie Marie Little.
Jordan Baker.
Chris Liu.
Sebastian Baker.
Efren Alejandro Lanes.
Braden Banks.
Krish Parker Logan.
Connor Banta.
Marissa Serena Lopez.
Joshua Teague Barber.
Cade Lorenz.
Poem Wando Barnes.
Ryder Crew Lawrence.
Karis Faith Beretta.
Jake Scott Lunlum.
John Brooks Behringer.
Andrew James Likes.
Adriana Barrios.
Jackson Mackey.
Cooper Luke Barton.
Taylor Catherine Mahan.
Callie Catherine Beckner.
Morgan Grace Manning.
Christopher Jean Bell.
Tyler Douglas Marker.
Brennan Riley Bergman.
Olivia Lynn Mars.
Junita BG.
Kayliana Mabasio Martin.
Jaden Nicole Bingham.
Sierra Raylyn Martin. Adam Martin.
Tavian Christopher Burdine.
Emma Ryan Martin.
Braden Ray Blake.
Jordan LeRae Martin.
Mason Patrick Blake.
Giselle Adani Martinez.
Sophia Rose Blake.
Laura Martinez.
Peyton Marie Bobo.
Allie Dawn Mason.
Blair Elizabeth Bonham.
Jacob Chad Masterson.
Sydney Ellen Bose.
Ian James Matthias. Excuse me.
Lana Rianne Bowen.
Luke Winston Matthews.
Riley Michelle Bowers.
Jaden Mayan Archila.
Jaden Jeremiah Prince Bradshaw.
Lauren Victoria Matum.
Tyler Bradshaw.
Andrew Dylan McAdams.
Carmine Dylan Branson.
Abigail Catherine McIlvain.
Brady Wayne Brewer.
Elena Janae McCall.
Lydia Valentina Brewer.
Reagan Grace McConnell.
Cole David Brinkman.
Bailey Renee McCosh.
Aubrey Madison Brown.
Benjamin Jacob McDonald.
Jackson Brown.
Presley Renee McDonald.
Ellie Brule.
Landon Carter McIntyre.
Georgia Bell Byers.
Avery Bell McGuire.
Jaden Anthony Byers.
Savannah Grace McGuire.
Trent Lane Bird.
Ryan Thomas McIntosh.
Grace Chieko Campbell.
Colin Elliott McCassin.
Coda James Kennedy.
Joseph Jack McKenzie.
Emma Rose Canning.
Diana Medellin.
Michael Carden.
Bryce Everett Mahaffey.
McKay Carlson.
Kelly Nicole Corey Melfa.
Callie Ray Carter.
Easton Mimley.
Carrie Ann Cash.
Denise Mera Melendrez.
Anson Chai.
Sonia Jasmine Millery.
Vina Chow.
Cademan Tyler Miller.
Taryn Ivory Trayshawn Cheatham.
Rayleigh Jane Mirza Baba.
Jason Chin.
Evangeline Zoe Miser.
Valeria Chirinos.
Kenneth Mock.
Colby Christensen.
Raphael Gatati Makaya.
Lexi Clark.
Selma Malaki.
Elizabeth Halen Clark.
Addison Elizabeth Montgomery.
Kenneth Stephen Clark.
Shelby Alice Montgomery.
Kate Coffey. Yep, you're good.
Corby John Moore.
Abigail Elizabeth Coffrin.
Nazir Elijah Moore.
Kiera Cole.
Michael Isaiah Morgan.
Lincoln James Conger.
Oakland Monga.
Ashton Kyle Craig.
Laney Ryan Mula.
JC Paige Crawford.
Campbell Elizabeth Molinex.
Cade Allen Cruz.
Kylie Elizabeth Mullins.
Bodie Crozier.
Laura Lynn Mullins.
Jax Ricky Crow.
Drake William Munn.
Patrick Ryan Crow.
Keegan Christopher Murphy.
Hayden Crow.
Kylie Jill Murray.
Emma Cunha.
Stella Lath Nafee.
Alec Cunningham.
Hunter Wesley Nail.
Yaneli Delima Gomez.
Check Nicholas Nana.
Lillian Marie Daggs.
Jaden Ko Ninoy Narty.
Justin Lewis Daigle.
Elizabeth Rose Nelson.
Justin Michael Dangle.
Kyle Nelson.
Blake Haviston Davis.
Bailey Nicole Nettles.
Clejanae Davis.
Dana Nicole Newport.
Clyde Anthony Davis.
We win.
Cooper James Davis.
Addison Lee Nieto.
Joshua Jeffrey Davis.
Anthony Nola.
Austin James Davison.
Giovanni Alexander Nonziolia.
Isabella DeBerry.
Evan Harrison Norman.
Kate Decker.
Rowan Elizabeth Oakes.
Janiyah Daisy Deering.
Evan Odom.
Parker Lewis DeGraffenreed.
Cameron Ross Oldham.
Adam Nicholas Dement.
Anushka Pandy.
Jaden Demuth.
Annabelle Nicole Pando.
Hannah Elizabeth Dieselhorst.
Addison Claire Paresis.
Joshua Cole Dieselhorst.
Caitlin Park.
Lily Victoria Dixon.
Emma Lee Parton.
Gavin Diesel Clark Dobbs.
Jaden Nicole Payne.
Grace Lene Dodd.
Liliana Pena.
Kimber Lynn Doggett.
David Gregory Perez Jerome.
Rain Dong.
Sarah Liddy Filius.
Cameron Elizabeth Donovan.
Parker Allen Post.
Ellison Duncan.
Luca Sarah Raylene Powell.
Brayley Egan.
Jace Hudson Province.
Sydney Claire Edelin.
Sarah Pruitt.
Kamari Takai Edwards.
Maddox Christopher Puig.
Lillian Edwards.
Cash Coy Reed.
Jacob Harrison Irvin.
Timothy Austin Reed.
Ryan Estel.
Crew Thomas Reeder.
Riley Nicole Evans.
Joshua Keegan Reinstein.
Noah Christopher Fairbanks.
Thomas Jerome Rusick.
Lena Hatham Farhan.
Enrique Resendez.
Charles Harrison Fish.
Hudson Riley Rhodes.
Axel Robert Fisher.
Jaden Brian Richards.
Ronan Fitzgibbon.
Scarlett Figueroa Rivas.
Dakota Jade Foster.
Colby Maurice Rivers.
Liesel Ella Foster.
Kelvin Lamar Robinson.
Samuel Fuller Fraley.
Carson Alaire Rocha.
Riley Ronan Frey.
Brady Allen Rogers.
Britton Olivia Friend.
Natalie Nicole Roman.
Gabriel Frost.
Aiden Samuel Roop.
Grant Matthew Gales.
Christian Lucas Ross.
Michelle Denise Galindo.
Austin Walter Rao.
Peyton Lee Galloway.
Trey Lewis Ruthart.
Alexander Garcia.
Leticia Marie Ryan.
Alexia Jade Garcia.
Ezek Risai Sanchez.
Harmony Anicia Gardner.
Annabelle Nicole Sand.
Dalton Reed Gary.
Benjamin Alexandra Sauceda.
Grayson Crow Gebb.
Addison Lane Snyder.
Stuart George.
Brandon Allen Shunnicky.
Matthew Gibson.
Miriam Schuler.
Gabrielle Ann Gilio.
Jayla Dejanay Seeley.
Simon Sky Jimeno.
Sophia Joanna Seeley.
Brooklyn Mackenzie Glenn.
Lai Sangvalai.
Samuel Lee Gold.
Adrian Ivan Serrana.
Orlando Inez Gomez.
Cadence Elaine Shannon.
Britton Allen Goodger.
Isaac Liam Shannon.
Reed Marshall Gracie.
Gavin John Shorab.
Tyler Frederick Gracie.
Georgia Blue Short.
Drake Palmer Grayo.
Gabrielle Andrew Schrader.
Sonny Lee Griffith.
Oliver Paul Simonich.
Morgan Elizabeth Griggs.
Ethan Andrew Simpson.
And then Grizzard. Is that right? I'll see you on Monday. Andrew Jared Grizzard.
Aliyah Singh. Ashton Neal Scala.
Cade Gruna.
Emma Elizabeth Slater.
Matthew Gutu.
Brett Sloan.
Spencer Andrew Hager.
Jalen Smith.
Evan Christopher Haney.
Shane Michael Smith.
Jaden Tyler Hale.
Braden Cooper Summers.
Caden Hall.
Mylon Grace Spencer.
Grayson Hamill.
Mark Allen St. Peter.
We're going to wait 1 second. And then you're going to smile big. Andrew Hamilton.
Kennedy Ann Starr.
Boston Tate Harris. Do you want Paul?
Rhiannon Elise Stevens.
Jackson Paul Harris.
Alina Kaylee Stingley.
Alexandria Michelle Hart.
Philip Templar Stockwell.
Kadam May Hart.
Eli Merriweather Stump.
Robert Kaiser Hart.
Talon Montgomery Swain.
Haven Bella Hartwig.
Lily Ann Tague.
Marin Reese Hazelwood.
Lee Tan.
Holland Michael Hayes.
Matab Tavasoli.
Phoenix Brian Hayes.
Abigail Nicole Taylor.
Jersey Henley.
Linda Jean Teskey.
Jacob Hepler.
Gabrielle Keith Thedford.
Jenna Olivia Hepler.
Mitchell Ray Thompson.
Eveline Katie Hickman.
Landry Renee Tigner.
Boston Higgs.
Elaine Tran.
Collier Joseph Hill.
Bianca Paloma Trigoso.
Haley Ann Hill.
Annabelle Elizabeth Troyer.
Nathan James Hill.
Thomas Bramwell Reed Tucker.
McKenna Claire Hodges.
Veronica K. Van Avery.
Caden Hoey.
Jace Van Ostaw.
Jason James Hoger.
Jaron William Vela.
Austin Nicole Holcamp.
Leslie Velez Ramirez.
Autumn Marie Hollinsworth.
Peyton Ruth Wade.
Evan Lansing Hoopengardner.
Brock Colin Wagner.
Colby Davis Hope.
Ella Mabry Wade.
Riley K. Houchins.
Bodie James Walker.
Autumn Star Howard.
Justice Sakari Walker.
Haley Michelle Howard.
Bronson Mark Walsh.
Joanna Hubalde.
Kennedy Jane Wardlaw.
McKenna Marie Hubany.
Aubrey Nicole Wareheim.
Alexander Lee Hutchtiman.
Dayton Bradley Warren.
Lauren Page Hugo.
Drew Aaron Warrington.
Jason Hull.
Jenkins Cobb Herwig Wells.
Bailey High.
Alyssa K. Westerman.
Sophia Inglaze.
Jake Ryder Westrope.
Amber Elmaz Innocent.
Brendan Ryan White.
Ryan Shelton Intrary.
Sienna Blake White.
David Ertis.
Brianna Hernandez Williams.
Nehemiah Deshaun Jackson.
Chloe Lynn Williams. Grant Mario Wilsey.
Josephine Taylor Jacobson.
M.J. Wilson.
Maria Jagania.
Marianne Winchell.
Isabella Jaloff.
Rachel Elizabeth Winchell.
Austin James.
Tucker Drake Winkle.
Samare James.
Cameron James Wisdom.
Robert John Jenkins.
Keith Precious Wojega.
Benjamin Ryan Johnson.
Riley Joe Womack.
Spencer Harold Johnson.
Carol Lee Wood.
Zoe Johnson.
Gage Allen Woodard.
Amber Gail Jones.
Harper James Woods.
Kaylin Faith Jones.
Caitlin Marie Woodward.
Emily Grace Joplin.
Drake Worley.
Jermel Jordan.
Cooper Philip Yanchik.
Rachel Christine Junquist.
Cindy Yang.
Marissa Faith Catter.
Scarlett June Yang.
Emily Ryan Keener.
Junior Yumbi.
Preston Keener.
Brandon Young.
Kinley Elizabeth Keelan.
Roman Anthony Young.
Toby Q.
Jackson Alden Eust.
Jacob Michael Kilkenny.
Zoe Eileen Eust.
Sophia Claire Klabsaba.
Justin Xander Zacharias.
Mabry June Knight.
Ella Morgan Zaludik.
Ava Kate Knowles.
Tanner Jesse Zapata.
Brayley Knox. Owen Alexander Knutson. Brinley Faith Kaler. Jamie Paige Kraus. Cadence Cryenbrink. Peyton Coons.
Mr. President, Board of Education, Dr. Perez, it is with great honor that I present you with the graduating class of 2025. By the power vested in me, the state of Oklahoma, and the Oklahoma Department of Education, I, Ashley Mackey, principal of Deer Creek High School, hereby certify these students before you that have completed their core studies at Deer Creek High School pending the posting of grades, are now officially graduates of the Deer Creek High School class of 2025. Graduates, you may move your tassels. Congratulations and good luck.